Hi, I wanted to talk today about transformation, the dark night of the soul, and ego death. Um, since the beginning of the year, I've been letting you know that this is a year of transformation, right? This is a year number 9. That's a year of transformation. And it's also the year of the snake in Chinese astrology, which also correlates to the same thing. It's a year of transformation. Snakes shed skin, and that's how they grow. So, um, that transformation can have different levels of intensity. For some people, it's been less intense and it's been more of a mental, emotional, learning new boundaries thing. But for other people, it's been like a dark night of the soul and ego death. A night of the soul may come up into your life or may show up as a crisis. Usually, it does show up as a crisis. And that crisis can be a health crisis, it can be the loss of a job, it can be the loss of a friendship, it can be moving to another place where you don't know anyone, it can be anything that destabilizes the life that you have and the identification you have with that life, right? And that crisis you cannot control because it comes from spirit. It's something that's coming from your higher self, and it's something that is triggered. So you have an ascension in consciousness through the ego death. And ego death will show up as the burning away of the things with which you identify, a lot of them. A lot of them are going to be beliefs, and this can be religious beliefs, this can be beliefs about what reality is, it could be beliefs about yourself that you have in things that have been projected onto you from your family and the family dynamics that you have, that have made you think that you are something you're not. So the purpose of the ego death and of the dark night of the soul is for you to basically burn away the personality up to a certain extent and clear that channel so your higher self can um, be manifested through you in a much more pristine way, if that makes sense. Like your personality and the things that have been projected onto you distort that light and that energy that comes from your higher self with the gifts and the light and the love that you are supposed to anchor in this world. So that is what the dark night of the soul and ego death are for. Usually we have more than one dark night of the soul. I think they go in stages of awakening, and you know that you have awakened or that you're awakening when you start to see things in a very different light. You're gonna see that. Also, there's a lot of work with shadow that goes on in ego death and in these processes. And that's why when people awaken, they tend to want to help more or to serve instead of criticizing criticizing or feeling like they don't belong in this world. I see a lot of people that claim they are awakened, but they are, they're like, I don't belong in this world. This world is horrible. What's happening is horrible, because they don't understand that everything is perfect, even when we don't understand it, right? So that's part of the process of awakening, and that's the purpose of awakening. And it's something that you cannot choose, it's something that comes and happens. And I mean, I asked for my last one for this one, but most people will not do that, and I know that. The process is something that can be daunting. Of course, it can be hard. There are times where of course there's grief, because there's a part of you that needs to die and you have to let it go. And that can be habits and people and friends and routines and things, the medicine is surrender. There's no other medicine to overcome the dark night of the soul. You have to surrender to the process, and the sooner you surrender, the better. So most of us that have been through this process or are doing this process at this moment, because this is a collective thing and it's happening to a lot of people, we're almost over with the process, and we're wanting to go out and socialize again. A lot of us have been like in a cocoon trying to integrate the whole change, right? it's time to start socializing, but you still need to protect your energy very much, because the body still is not integrated completely into the process. You might mentally be more aware and emotionally about what's going on and the new you, but your body still is not, and the people around you are not. So the boundaries that should be in place, they cross easily. And when you're socializing, you need to protect your energy and put up a wall or walk away or communicate, because sometimes communication is the answer, right? When something comes in that it's not sitting well with you, your body is going to tell you, and instead of feeling irritated, which is the way that usually you would respond in the past, now you start feeling like a pressure inside you that you should listen to, because it's your body telling you someone is crossing your boundary. You need to either move away or put up a wall or communicate what's happening. Okay, so this is a moment to still protect your energy, because the transformation is not complete and the integration has not been completed. Part of this work is also shadow work. So this is why I'm saying that once you go through this, and when you go through this, instead of not wanting to be in the world, you just want to help more, because you see you also have dark side, and you also have darkness with you. It's interesting for me when I see people that don't want to see darkness in anyone. I know people like that, and they can't see them in themselves. I see when they act and they're doing things and saying things that are, oh my God, because they can't see the shadow in other people. They can't see them in themselves. So they can't work with it. You can't work with your shadow if you don't see it. And you cannot work with shadow if you're denying shadow everywhere, where everyone has a shadow side. Like, it's impossible not to have it if you're incarnated. So even when you're enlightened, you still have to watch your shadows. So this is part of the process. Just take care of yourselves. Just keep your boundaries very clear. Listen to your body. Surrender to the process, because there's nothing else you can do. And happy awakening and happy ego death. Partial, because it never completely dies. We still need it to function and to be effective in the world. Just some of it, it's just that it becomes a tool and stops being what you're identified with. That's the difference. So I love you all, and happy awakening.